3 months after graduation, I was jobless and scared of the future. On some advice I got from anime changed everything. Before I graduated college, I thought my life was on a set path. I just had to follow the script. The plan was simple: get a job, become an office worker, and build a good life, even though the tiring 9 to 5 life scared me. I preferred having money and being tired than being bored and broke, but it wasn't that easy. After a couple of months, I was jobless. I was having thoughts like, what if I don't end up getting a job after all? I'll use up my savings, and I don't know what I'll do after that. I don't know what comes next. I started overthinking, and when I watched anime to escape those thoughts, that's when I noticed something strange. The characters faced the unknown, and they weren't scared. They were excited. That's when the crazy idea hit me. What if I copied them? So I did, and it didn't just calm my fear, it made the future more exciting. Stick with me to the end and I'll show you how anime taught me to turn my fear of the unknown into excitement. I learned to be kind to myself. Eiko was aiming for a goal that was very hard to reach, and she wasn't feeling very confident. She had a habit of referring to herself as little old me without realizing it. Komi noticed it and he told Eiko, "Don't refer to yourself as little old me. You're holding yourself back with your words and it's not a good idea. Be confident in yourself and speak to yourself positively," and I felt like he was talking to me too. I took a bad decision earlier that month which I regretted, and I was always calling myself a fool, always telling myself, "Who the hell do you think you are?" But after listening to Komi, I decided to talk to myself positively and be kind to myself. Anytime those thoughts said, "Who do you think you are?" I already had a mental list ready of all the great things I've done, and that made me very confident to myself. When you're going through tough times, it's easy for you to hate yourself and you won't look forward to the future. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, make a list of the great things you've done. Look at that incredible drawing you made, listen to that awesome beat you made, and you'll slowly be able to replace your negative thoughts with positive ones. Another thing I did to change my thoughts was to live in the present. I decided to rewatch Oregairu, and I reached the part that Hikigaya said, "Thinking about the past fills me with regrets, and thinking of the future makes me anxious. By process of elimination, living in the present is the best time." That's a line that helps me get over my regrets in the past, but this time, it helps me get over my fear of the future. I called my mom and asked her, "How long does it usually take to get a new job?" And she said, "I don't know, but you don't usually get a new job when you graduate. That's unrealistic if you don't have connections. Just be patient and keep applying to as many companies as possible and you get a job." And that's what I did. I stopped comparing myself to people who had some advantages, and I kept sending out applications while hoping for the best. And well, I didn't get one for a long time, but I handled it way better than I used to. So if you're afraid of the unknown, of the future, just do your best now and the future will sort itself out. It's way better to have fun and do the things you need to now than it is to waste time being afraid of the future. I was hanging out with a friend and I decided to talk about it. I've known Don for a while, and when we talked about anime, games and novels, I told him, "I've been trying so hard to find a job, but all I've been getting are rejection emails. I really need to make money. I don't care what it is, I'll do anything if it's legal." And Don said, "Really? I know someone that's looking for people to do this particular job. It's a part-time role, but if you impress him, he'll offer you a full-time role." And then I said, "I'll do it. Give me his contact." And then he gave me a link to a form, a group chat, and he gave me the numbers of the 3 people that control the hiring process. I contacted the first one, but she ignored my messages, so I sent a message to the second one, and she told me when work starts, and just like that, I got a new job. I learned it from Ash. There was something he was struggling with, and he racked his brain to find a way out, but he couldn't come up with anything, so he decided to talk to AJ about it. AJ gave a random comment from his own perspective, and that helped me to find the answer I needed. So if you have people you trust, talk to them about it. Talking to another person about your worries feels good, and they'll be able to give suggestions from their point of view, or in Don's case, they'll give you a solution to your problem. That's when anime taught me to be excited about the future, instead of being afraid of it, and these tips got me a new job. So if you try any of these tips, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching. What's your goal for the year? Is it a job, a skill? Maybe you want to put yourself out there. Let me know in the comments. Let's encourage each other. And if you want to know about the bad decision I mentioned earlier and how anime taught me to make good ones, you can watch this video. Don't forget to take care of yourself, drink water, watch anime and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Jane.